104.5, the team, your home for the State of the Empire, the coaches show for the Albany Empire. Coach Rob Keefe, part of that on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. And Coach Keefe with us right now. So, Coach, as one of the jesters who runs around the field throwing T-shirts and hot dogs for everyone's amusement, I have decided that I am an armchair quarterback, and I have to question the onside kicks. I don't get the onside kicks at the end of the first half.
Okay, so no worries. And look, we hear a lot of stuff from the fans and the crowd. They're booing us. They're calling us names. What are you doing? Onside kicks are part of the Arena Football League. It's part of the game. So the reason why we onside kick. So let's talk about the game. So the game that we played versus Baltimore, each defense only stopped at the opposing offense one time.
Okay.
So Tommy Grady, until that one interception, Randy Hibbert of Baltimore before his interception, no one was stopping anyone. So onside kicks are a creative way, obviously, to get the possession back to your favor, because much like any possession game, basketball, hey, the more possessions I have, the more points I can score. So if you're not stopping anyone, hey, we have to get the ball back. Now, why we onside kick in a surprise onside kick situation is, A, to take advantage of that, but also, too, teams like Baltimore, maybe some other teams, have trouble scoring inside the red zone. They get jammed up. A lot of teams like to score from space. They like to throw those bombs from the 25-yard line because there's more space to work with. Remember, the arena football field is really condensed. It's really tight. The closer you get to the red zone, the more it actually favors the defense because the end zone is only so big, the field is only so wide, the angles and the passing windows start closing down. So it's actually beneficial to our team to put you in that position where we can hold you for 4 downs. So that's why we onside kick in a normal non-onside kick situation. So let's take it to the fact when it was 56-56. People were really getting on us. Why would you onside kick? Why would you onside kick? When there's a minute 17 seconds left to go in the game, not one team stopped another team. And even if we did stop another team and it was still 56-56, you want to onside kick in that situation. The reason being is this. It's not hard to score in arena football. We know that. You win with defense. That's how you win in arena football. If everyone's scoring, everybody loves the receivers and the quarterback, but at the end of the day, that defensive back who can get you a lot of interceptions, that literally puts your offense in great situations. So if we kick it deep with a minute 17 seconds left, the reigning MVP of the league and Randy Hibbert of Baltimore is going to waste all of that time. He's going to waste all 1 minute and 17 seconds left, which is not hard to do, and then they're going to set up and kick a field goal. You can get 10 yards in 10 seconds in this game, and then I have to use a timeout. Then let's say they get 5 yards. Then I got to use another timeout. And you would say, well, why would you call timeout? Why not pin them deep? Guys, we score in 30 seconds, 40 seconds. I mean, it's not hard to score in this game. You would be giving them the ball the last play of the game. What we wanted to do was this. We wanted to onside kick. If we get the ball back, great. If we don't get the ball back, hey, it's not a big deal. They run one play on purpose. That's why they quarterback sneaks, because they were not trying to score too quick. I would then call timeout. They would probably quarterback sneak again or take a knee. I would then call timeout. There's probably 40 seconds left to go in the game, and then they would try to score on 3rd down or then try to score on 4th down. If they did score, well, now we're in the same situation. They have to either onside kick us or kick it deep. If they kick it deep to us, we're definitely going to waste all of that time, go down, we're going to score, and then we're going to go for 2, walk that thing off, we're heroes. And if they onside kick us, we do the same thing. We'd run the ball, they'd call timeout. And then we'd score on 3rd down, and then guess what? Now I'm in the same situation again with about 22, 25 seconds. I would then kick it deep because that's not enough time where somebody could get down the field, but they would probably have the ball at the last second of the game, and they would be in their hands to win. So it's the same thing as basketball. You score quick before that 35-second play clock so you can get the ball back and you can get your 2 for 1. That's exactly what you do. The problem that we had is this. I know I'm talking a lot, but the problem that we had is this. We onside kicked, and the onside kick went too far. The onside kick went to the 11-yard line. Now, what are the odds to get a 1st down if you're at the 11-yard line? It's like 7%. So we ran those numbers. The quarterback sneaked. What are the odds he's going to quarterback sneak for 9 yards? That was a big problem after they got the onside kick. Well, he fell down on purpose right before the opportunity to get a 1st down, which was an insanely smart play. I have to call a timeout. Well, now it's 2nd and 1. Now we can't let him get a 1st down. So what we actually tried to do, and this sounds crazy, we actually tried to let him score. We actually tried to pull him into the end zone so we can then get the ball back, because they were purposely trying to hold it until the very, very last second. He purposely dove for the first down at the 1-yard mark, but did it just enough where he didn't get in. So now it's first down. I got to call another timeout. It's first down. I got one timeout left. There's no way I could stop the clock after first down. So they took a knee on first down. I called timeout. Now it's second down. They took a knee. They wasted as much time as they wanted to. They took a timeout. They tried to score on third down. We held them out. And then they took a timeout with 5 seconds left to set up themselves for a field goal. So that's how you play it. I mean, we're good teams. Everybody knows how to play it, but it is part of the game. It's part of something that everybody has to understand. I know people are not aware of the situation, but literally you'll see us win games because of that. In 100% of the time, I do it all over again. The only difference is we want to make sure that ball doesn't go past the 10-yard line if we don't get the ball, because then they have an opportunity to get the first down, and that's what you don't want to have.
Coach Rob Keefe for the Albany Empire with us right now, 104.5 the team. So my second question you actually already answered was, why didn't you let him score faster? Hibbert was smart enough to get in there and manipulate the clock for everybody.
Well, 100%. I mean, look, Randy Hibbert, I coached the guy for the last 3 years. I coached the kicker, Mark Lewis, the last 3 years. I mean, awesome onside kick. Remember now, they recovered an onside kick versus us.
Right.
We recovered an onside kick versus them. They almost recovered another onside kick. They were offsides and was legal touching because they touched it before it went 10 yards. We actually almost recovered another onside kick. It's part of the game. So it's another thing, right? You get an onside kick, everybody loves you. You don't get an onside kick, people don't understand and they boo you because you don't look like a genius. Well, they will start noticing this. If we're caught in this situation again with Philadelphia, who understands this completely, just like we do, you'll see a team that will onside kick before halftime and at the end of the game, just like that, because it's called the 1-minute drill. In the 1-minute drill, remember that clock stops. So if the clock stops when you go out of bounds, 1 minute's an eternity with the clock not running in arena football. You can take all that time down, purposely do it. You've got all kinds of time to keep the clock running if you want to. Sometimes we'll actually get down there. I don't know if people watch our away games, but we had a 40-yard pass to Joe Hills. He caught the ball before the 1-minute mark. He was wide open, and he purposely didn't score. And you know what was awesome? He actually fell down outside of the 10-yard line on purpose, so we could have another opportunity to get a first down to waste even more time. And we actually scored with 7 seconds left to go in the Washington game. So that's how it is. It's just you got to be really smart, and it's very unique to a lot of other sports. But in a possession game, you're trying to hold for the last possession, or you're trying to score quick to get them then to score quick so you can have the last possession in your 2-for-1. So there's a lot of different ways to play it. It all has to play out with how many timeouts you have and where the clock is at. That's why you'll never see us burn a timeout. You'll never see us burn a timeout unless we're in that situation. No player on our team is allowed to call a timeout. Not one time do we call a timeout for a delay of game. Not one time will we call a timeout if a player's injured. Like, literally, we'll just let it play out. If the player's injured, the clock's going to stop anyway. If we're going to get a delay of game, it's arena football. We're going to go back. It's going to be 1st and 15. I guarantee you I can still get the first down if it's 1st and 15. Why burn a timeout that way? So the only time I have to be careful of is burning a timeout if I challenge something. So actually there was a 4th down play that they converted at the beginning of the game, and we debated calling the challenge flag. We couldn't really see it. We didn't really know if I threw that challenge flag there and we lost it, will I also lose a timeout? What are the odds that, they're probably going to score anyway again? Those are big things. Like, you got to really just know how to save your timeouts. If it's a crucial time in the game, it's a huge play, you want to call that challenge flag, absolutely. You got to really, really make sure, because if you lose a timeout now, that is crucial because I have no opportunity to stop the clock, and then you do have to kick it deep, and you're at the mercy of them having the ball last in their hands.
So we've got the onside kick covered. We kind of figure out the strategy that some Albany fans may not be used to. Is there any other rule, whether it maybe be a safety, something we may see in NFL football that fans going to Albany Arena football games are not used to? Anything else that may come up this season that might catch people off guard?
Guys, there's so much, and there's so much our players are still learning, too. Guys, I can write a book on this, as obviously you can probably figure out. This is good, and we knew this was going to be, I don't want to say an issue. It's not a problem by any means. I want to educate the fans. I just want them to know, hey, this is why we're doing what we're doing. And at the end of the day, hey, cuss at me. Don't cuss at the players. I'm the one that ultimately makes these decisions, but I understand your frustration when you don't know something. But absolutely, there are some situations that we can go over at length of terms of why we do what we do. So here's a great example just to hear about that safety. So there was a play versus Baltimore 2 weeks ago where we actually had a sack in the end zone. He fumbled the ball, and we actually recovered it for a touchdown, which is awesome. It put us up 2 scores. Well, think about this. If it's very easy to score in the arena of football, I shouldn't say very easy, right? Because defense is at a premium when you have a good defense. But when you have 2 great offenses, look, if Joe Hill scores 4 touchdowns, but their opposing defensive back gets 1 interception, that defensive back is doing his job.
Right.
Like, he got that interception. Like, he stopped a possession. That's huge. So think about a safety. We got the touchdown. So now we're up 2 scores. Well, guess what? If we got the safety, that puts us up 9. That's 2 scores right there. Well, technically, they have to kick back off to us anyway. If we can score at will, well, now we're up 3 scores. So sometimes, but again, I want the touchdown all the time, but that's how you can look at it, too. Sometimes it's actually more beneficial to get a safety because I'm getting the ball back anyway as opposed to kicking it back off to them. So it's all about those things. That's why it's crucial to go for 2 in certain situations. It's crucial to, hold for the last play. I mean, it's a possession game, and you have to be super creative to create possessions. Onside kicks, timeouts, clock management, those all come into play about who has the ball last because at the end of the day, that's really what it matters the most.
Coach Rob Keefe, the Albany Empire. So, Coach, one last question. Do you still love us? Are we still okay with you even though we question
it? Yeah,
it?
man. I love you guys. Look, I love the fans. I'm telling you, and I tell the players every week, I was like, it's just a matter of time before the fans understand. It's just a matter of time before they get, why we do what we do. And some coaches, I tell you what, some coaches don't know how to take that. Some coaches want to appease the fans. Obviously we want to win the game,
right,
but they'll kick it deep just so they don't get booed at home. And then guess what? If you don't see that ball back, then you look like even more of a jerk, So it's like, for me, you got to make sure you stick to your guns. This is how arena football is being played. Now, look, there's certain things and certain onside kicks and certain situations that you can do even better. You can execute that play better. You can be smart. And what would have been smart about that situation is not kicking it over 10 yards. You'll see people purposely dribble it only 5 yards. And then you say, well, how can you get the ball back? Well, if somebody on their team runs up and touches the ball and he bobbles it, well, we can still get that ball back.
Right.
But if he doesn't do that and they fall on it and it's at the 5-yard line, well, guess what? They can't get a first down. I got all 3 of my timeouts. If they score, no big deal. If they don't, that's even better. But if they do score, they have to give it back to us. And guess what? 30 seconds left on the clock. We're going to run this thing out, and we're going to walk this thing off. So that's what it's all about. It's all about those kind of things. Obviously, we're prepared for those situations. I'd like to be up 28-35 every time, so we're not in those situations, but we work on that stuff every single day. And any player that's been in the Arena Football League for longer than 6 months understands that's how you do it.
Well, Coach, you controlled the clock here. I got no time left. You win.
That's how I do it, man. I walk it off. 2-point conversion, man.
You're the man, Coach. We appreciate you. Like I said, when I sit here and I ask the question on the air, and if I don't ask you personally, I feel like I'm just another anonymous Twitter idiot. And I'm glad that you came on and explained it, and I hope that you can understand that I'm still learning, and that at least I'm man enough to ask you man to man.
No, man. I love you guys. And look, this is my thing. I promise you too. And I really believe this. At the end of the day, when people are like kind of getting on you on Facebook and Twitter, look, they're interested.
Right.
They care.
Right.
They want to know. They're curious. I'll never take offense to that kind of stuff. Look. I'm in the position I'm in for a reason. Like, I have no problem being booed as long as we get into the game. We win the football game, and then fans are like, "Oh, I understand that." And I told you what's curious about this. Last thing I'll say is I love when fans are in the crowd and I can see them literally teaching other fans. No, this is just why. Hey, we're going to do this, and this is why we're going to do this.
That's
and
the
you're
start.
like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
Yep.
And people start to get it, man.
That's the start. Coach, man, best of luck. We'll see you tomorrow, 6 o'clock kickoff, 3 o'clock the block party starts. You guys get to take on the Philadelphia Soul again, and best of luck. I'll be there running around like a fat idiot, and I hope you won't feel the need to tackle me.
No, man. Hey, you never know, man. I might tackle you. You never know.
I know you're dying to tackle
thanks, guys.
somebody, Coach.
I appreciate it.
All right, man.
Absolutely. All right, guys.